Well, welcome back to Walk of the Week. Today we're on the Old Main North Road. This is the road that went from Kaiwhorowhoro out to Pororua. We're at the halfway, and the halfway was kind of the point where people had to stop and take a break on their journey. Behind me is the current halfway house. There have been several halfway houses here. It was literally the resting point between Kaiwhorowhoro and Pororua, where people stopped, got a meal, got some rest before travelling further north.
The halfway house is the name given to 3 consecutive houses built in Glenside on the old Pororua Road. This provided overnight shelter for travellers heading out to Pororua. In the old days it was a 2-day trip from Wellington to Pororua, and the halfway was the place where they could stop, rest and recover. The first halfway house was built in 1841 by the Wall family. They purchased land from Frank Johnson, the founder of Johnsonville. This is the third and final house, and over the years its condition has gone up and down, but it is now owned by the Wellington City Council and has been beautifully restored. Both the gardens and the house are a joy to visit over summer. The map shows the road going from Johnson's Clearing out to Tawa Flats. It shows the halfway house and the 2 stockades that were there to protect travellers. The road, of course, started as a simple bush track, but over the years the road has been developed. The US Army did quite a bit of work on it during World War II when it had to move heavy trucks across the bridge. Here the bridge is being repaired. Just round the corner on the left, heading towards Johnsonville, was one of Glenside's most beautiful houses. It was called Woodlawn, and it was the Banister homestead. The Banisters were well known throughout Johnsonville, hence Banister Avenue. It was a magnificent 2-storied wooden house built in the 1870s. It had 5 bedrooms, a sprung dance floor, a beautiful staircase leading up to a double landing, and it survived until 1970, when it was burnt down in a controlled manner by its owners, Downer Construction. On the corner of Glenside and Middleton Road, there are 2 important sites. In front of us we have the site of the old general store. This was most important for anyone travelling along this road. And over to the left we have the site of the milk stand. This is where the milk was deposited by farmers before it was taken away to town and sold. This poster is dated from June 1930, claiming to be the first subdivision of the Glenside estate. Doesn't that sound grand?
This road here is Middleton Road. The old main road originally went down the road we now call Glenside Road. Before that it was Stebings Road. It was in 1846 to 1849 the military and Maori built the main bypass, which was the main road north.
We now head along Glenside Road in a northerly direction. I suspect Glenside Road has never been much wider than it is today, but it is well sealed and makes for a nice walking track. Coming up on our left are some trees. They were originally the hedge for the Barrow family house. The Barrows have a couple of interesting parts in Wellington history. The first thing, their daughter, Sarah Ann, was the first European woman to step foot onto Petone Beach in 1840 when they arrived on the ship the Aurora. The second was that they had the very famous Thomas Arnott staying with them. Thomas was from Rugby School in England, where we get rugby from, of course. He stayed there in 1848, and he wrote about staying in Wellington in his books.
As we come along the road, there is a group of houses here owned originally by the Fitt family. There were so many Fitt family people here that it got the nickname Fitzville. One of the people was Les Wright, and Les Wright has a very interesting history.
Les Wright was technical director of a company called His Majesty's Voice, more commonly known as HMV. HMV had a recording studio and a record pressing plant here in Wellington. In 1938, the company began manufacturing other appliances such as refrigerators and radios. Les would have undoubtedly been invaluable to them. Les was, to put it mildly, a very clever bloke. He invented the Wright radio control system, whereby model aircraft and model ships could be controlled by radio. Remember, this was early 1936. During World War II, Les was seconded to Auckland University to do things that was described as secret things.
As we come up the road, there are many places of historic interest along here. The Wall family may have had one of the first halfway houses just back there on the left. There is this site on the left here of great historic interest. It was in fact an archaeological dig for a while. Unfortunately now it's all been bulldozed over, so any information has since been lost.
On the left of the road, just above the gate, is the remains of what was called Accommodation Road. It went up to a building that used to provide accommodation for people, both workers and travellers alike. With the expansion of Churton Park, all the evidence of this site ever being here is long gone. We now travel up this very pretty road with the river on our right. We go under the main road that brings traffic into Churton Park, and to our right is Stebings Dam.
If you like this video, please tick like, subscribe and share it with a friend. More videos at by George NZ.
As we emerge from under the Westchester Drive bridge into the sunshine, we see the Stebings Deviation Dam. This was built in 1994 to prevent flooding of the Pororua stream. This photograph shows some of the flooding in 1976. The dam was constructed in 1994. It is a simple compressed earth dam with a large pipe under it. This restricts the flow of water to a manageable level for the Pororua stream. You can see from this aerial shot that the catchment area for the stream is quite large, and of course with modern houses on it, the flow of water down the valley has only increased. You can see here it backs up quite a long way.
The little walking bridge you see behind me used to be a proper road bridge. It used to go up the hill to Stebbings' house and up the valley, what they called Moorpork Valley Road.
As we travel up what is actually Stebings Valley, we come to Pine Hill, the home of the Stebings family. Stebings Cottage was built in about 1860. These two magazines from the Onslow Historical Society give a full and accurate history of Stebings Valley and Stebings Cottage. This photograph is of Henry William Stebbings, taken in about 1875. Henry was the son of Benjamin. Benjamin was the first owner of Pine Hill. The Stebings family lived in Glenside for over 100 years. Mox's Pond was halfway along Stebings Road, on a gravel part of the road. It was a good swimming hole for the children to go and swim in. They would quite often ride up there on their bicycles, swim, pick blackberries and take them home for Mum to make blackberry jelly and jam. As we climb out of the valley, we can see the dividing road that divides the valley in half now, allowing houses to be built on the northern side. But the valley bush is regenerating, and it's certainly a pleasant place to be in the weekends. Lots of people like walking their dogs there. The Scouts used to have a hut up on the hill, and they must have had a great time with the bush, the valley and the pond at the bottom. We now get to the top of the valley, and if you want to complete the loop, you head up to the top of the valley, turn left onto Rochdale Drive, then left again onto Melsham Drive and down to the village. You may want to stop at the village and get some refreshments before heading down to Stebings Dam and onto Stebings Road and back to Middleton Road. It makes a really nice loop walk. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, tick like, tick subscribe. More videos coming along very soon.